Welcome back to the That's Tough podcast. And we are back here today. Back after a long hiatus, man. A lot of stuff went through bro. We were slacking. We got busy. Life happens, you already know. But we back trying to get back on that consistent road. And here we are. We starting with the NBA mock draft.
NBA mock draft, man. Y'all know who this video is sponsored by. This video is sponsored by Sleeper.
Man.
Use promo code Jermaine Sports on Sleeper for lifetime access to my Discord, premium plays, data, daily. You know what's going on, man. Today we got the NBA draft lottery. We're going to be predicting the first 14 picks of the 2024 NBA draft. That's going to be on Wednesday, June 26th. It's gonna be a good night. A lot of people are hating on this draft, man. A lot of people are hating on it, but I think there's gonna be some good players, especially this lottery. It's looking real solid, and we're gonna start off, man. Who's going number one, brother? Who's going number one?
Number one to the Hawks. We got Alexander Sarr out of France.
Come on, man. Sarr, man, who's been a prospect, who's been the number one overall prospect for this draft for the last 2 years, because people already knew that he was gonna be the number one pick. 7'1" Frenchman, played in the NBL. I mean, come on, man. What's more to say about the kid? Averaged 9 points as an 18-year-old in the France league. And he's going to come out and dominate. And I think he's going to dominate in Atlanta. Atlanta ended up getting the first pick. The first pick.
Right, they were a playing team.
Shot 50%. Shot 50% from the field, man, for the Perth Wildcats. Born in 2005. This kid just turned 19, man. Motherfucker averaged about a block a game. Is gonna get more exposure in the NBA. Prospect wise, the numbers don't stand out. But the ability and the potential is gonna stand out. And I do believe that another 7-foot Frenchman goes back to back number one pick in the NBA draft, man. And it's set in stone. I don't see the Hawks going anywhere else. They're kind of, besides the center position, it's like they got their starters in their other positions. Rashashir could have been the number one pick, but he's the 3. They got Sadiq Bey. They got some players, DeAndre Hunter in there. Their main need right now is going to be the center position because they're probably not going to retain Onyeka Okongwu. Alexander Sarr will be an Atlanta Hawk, and I truly believe that.
He's stamping it down in that book right now.
Stamp it, book it, man.
Number 2, going to the Wizards, we got Sakari Rashashir out of France as well, another European player.
Another Frenchman, man, 19 years old, 6'10", small forward, bro. Averaged 10 points in the French league this year, 3 rebounds, about a steal a game. I mean, come on, man. This guy is a shooter. He's been dominating the NBA Combine, man. Dominating it so much that a lot of people even have him going number one over Alexander Sarr, but I believe Sarr will go first. But I definitely think my boy Rashashir is going to go number 2 to the Wizards. Reason being, the Wizards really need a 3. They could play that boy Kuzma at the 4. Come on, man. The Wizards need something. They ended up having some great luck this draft and picked up the number 2 pick, man. This is a pick they could also trade. But I think whoever ends up with this pick at the end of the day is going to go with Rashashir at 2. Another player that numbers don't stand out. But at the end of the day, these are teenagers dropping 10 points in a league, in a professional league, in the top 10, in the top 5 professional league. I mean, they're another Frenchman. Frenchmen are dominating the draft, man. Frenchmen are dominating.
Bro, European players in general have been dominating this draft, bro. Like, it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? He put on something. And Rashashir also put on a show. He had two games in the playoffs, in the French playoffs, where he averaged more than 15, man. He's going to be a great NBA player. I think this 1 and 2 are can't miss prospects. They're going to do what they do, and I believe my boy Rashashir goes number 2 to Washington, man. What's the 3rd pick, brother?
Number 3, man. We got Houston Rockets selecting Reed Sheppard out of Kentucky, man.
Reed Sheppard, man. Arguably the freshman of the year in college basketball. If we're talking about efficiency, my brother shot 50% from the 3, 2.5 steals a game. Was even another player that was talked about going number 1, which was a little bit ridiculous to me. But number 3, I got him going number 3, man. Averaged 12 points this year off the bench, man. 6th man of the year in the SEC. SEC Freshman of the Year. No, the sixth man of the year was Rob Dillingham. He was SEC Freshman of the Year. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 52% from the field, 50% from three, 2.5 steals a game, man. 6'2", a little undersized, but he will play the point guard in the NBA. He was playing like the 1 and the 2 in college. A defensive monster, an offensive monster, an efficient ass guard, man. And the Rockets, they not to say that they need a guard, but they got their big man. They got their big man. Jabari Smith gonna play the 4. They're gonna have Sengun at the 5. They need more guard depth. I do see him possibly being even the replacement for Fred VanVleet when he leaves. He got about 2 more years left on his contract. They still got Amen Thompson. They still got Jalen Green. But I do see Reed Shepard as an immediate impact off the bench, sixth, seventh man early in his career. But he will definitely become a starter.
Definitely.
My guy, man. What's the fourth pick, brother?
Fourth, man, we got San Antonio Spurs selecting Stephon Castle out of UConn. Solid pick for my boy.
Stephon Castle, another superstar freshman for the national championship. UConn Huskies, man, averaged 11 points this year on 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 47% from the field. But what stood out was his defense. Bro locked up damn near every guard he played in the tournament, and has been a 5-star coming out of high school. We know who's going to do this, but what stands out with Stephon Castle is that he is a 6'6" point guard / shooting guard. Is going to slide right in with the Spurs. They need their guards. They need guards.
The one thing about the Spurs is that they love defense, bro. Stephon Castle brings that every day, bro.
Greg Popovich, man,
preaches that defense. Bro.
I think he's the best. He's the best remaining player to take here at 4. If we're talking about overall game, he could shoot the 3. He's gonna guard. Bro had an efficient year, man. As a freshman, he started every game, played 34 games, man. Average and scored 15 in the championship. He's one of them ones, man, and he gonna get it done. I think he goes number 4 to San Antonio, and that's what it is, man. Number 5. Who's going number 5, brother?
Number 5 for the worst record in the league, Detroit Pistons. Ron Holland out of the G League Ignite, man.
Ron Holland, another 5-star superstar, decided to skip college and go straight to the G League Ignite, which in a sense it was the right decision because brother dominated this year, man. 14 games played, 14 games started, averaged 20.6 on about 44%. 20.6 points on about 44% from the field. Bro is a star, man. 6'8". He's about to turn 19. He's still 18, so he would be the youngest pick so far in this draft. And bro's potential is out of this world, man. A true small forward, a dominant player. He's been dominant since his sophomore year in high school. I've been watching him since he was a sophomore in high school. He's gonna be a star. This is a great spot for Detroit to get their small forward of the future, a position they're lacking in. I think he will be the replacement for Bogdan Bogdanovic. He is getting older, and his contract is coming up in a couple of seasons. I think Ron puts himself in a position to be the 5th pick here, and Detroit got to go Ron here, man. They need it. They're good at the guard position right now with Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey. I think Detroit goes Ron here. A can't miss pick at 5th. A can't miss pick, man. He's Ron Holland will be a Detroit Piston. Who's going 6th, brother? Who's going
6th to the Charlotte Hornets? We got Donovan Clingan out of UConn as well. Another man off the Natty Championship.
Arguably the best center in college basketball last season. 13 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, 1.5 assists on 63% shooting. He was the best player in the NCAA tournament. Dominated. He just dominated, man. He even cooked that boy Edie. He was locking up Edie. Which will be a lottery pick in this draft. And Donovan Clingan, 7'2" sophomore, still relatively young. That's why I have him going 6th to the Hornets, who need big men depth. Mark Williams is good. He's great, but he is injury prone. I could even see Donovan Clingan end up being a starter in Charlotte early in his career just because of all the injury foes they have. This is a great spot here for Charlotte to get their big man of the future, a champ, a winner. he won 2 national championships in 2 college seasons. He knows what it takes to win, and I think he'll bring a winning environment in Charlotte that they haven't had. And this is a good spot for Charlotte to get a winning big man. 7-2. 7-2. You can't go wrong with Donovan Clingan here. And I got him going to Charlotte. The seventh pick, brother. Who's the seventh pick?
Hey, for the Portland Trailblazers, we got Matas Barzelis out of the G League Unite.
G League Ignite, man.
Ignite.
Another Ignite superstar. Another guy. Another 5-star monster. I've been watching him since he was in high school. This guy was a little underappreciated because of Ron Holland averaging his 20, but my bro still averaged 14.3. Ended up playing more games than Ron Holland. Played 26 games this year, 44% from the field. It could have really been him or Holland. A swapped at 5-6, at 5-7. But I got Matas Bucelis going to the Trailblazers, another team that needs a small forward. He could play 6'10", so he could play the 3 or the 4. He's a shooter. He's a shooter, man. This guy's gonna put on a show, man. He's still only 19. Average 6 boards. Also, we know he could do what he do. He's gonna be good. And for a team like the Trailblazers, who are already stocked up at guards, another team that has a lot of guards, they have DeAndre Ayton at the center. My boy Matas could even slide in at the 4 also. So he's gonna play the 3 or 4. But I truly believe Matas Buzelis will be a Portland Trailblazer.
The number 8, man, we got the San Antonio Spurs once again in the lottery at number 8, and they're willing to pick up, or we think that they're gonna go pick up the scoring machine that is Robert Dillingham out of Kentucky, man.
Rob Dillingham, man, Mr. Shifts, man. Arguably one of the best freshmen in college basketball last year. Averaged 15.2 SEC 6th man of the year. Off the bench, man. He was the best bench player in college basketball, arguably. With his teammate Reed Sherper that went third, that's going to go third. And 6'1", a little undersized at the point guard position. But this guy is an offensive juggernaut. And for the Spurs, a team, they do got Wemby at the center. You know, they could end up picking a power forward at this pick also, but I think they get that backcourt right that win this draft, man. They get that backcourt for the future. They could slide Rob at the 1, place Stephon Castle at the 2. Not to say they're gonna start right away, but that's depth. That's immediate depth. And with a 4th and 8th pick, you pick 2 elite freshman guards, young guards, 19-year-old guards, man. For a guy like Rob Dillingham, he's a proven scorer. He's a proven bucket. He's gonna be a little liability at the defensive end early in his career, but come on, man. Everybody got a chance to improve in the league. And Rob Dillingham, I had him originally as a top 5 prospect, but after the draft, the draft things went on, reports came out, stuff like that. I got him going number 8 to the Spurs. We know what he do. My boy Rob with the shifts gonna put on the show in San Antonio, man.
Oh, bro.
Who's gonna be the number 9th pick, brother?
Number 9. Going to the Memphis Grizzlies is going to be that man who put on a show during March Madness, and that's going to be Zach Edey out of Purdue.
Zach Edey, man. Zach Edey gets a lot of hate, but if we're talking about the best overall player in college basketball last year, it was him, but it wasn't close. Brother man was dominant, very dominant. Averaged 25 points a game, averaged 12 boards. He led the nation in scoring at 25.2 points a game. He was 3rd in rebounds with 12.2. 62% from the field, 7'4". He is a little bit on the older side, and that's why he is not a top 5 pick, because he is going to be 22 entering the NBA season, almost 23. But Zach Edey, man, arguably could have been in the draft last year. He averaged 22 last year in his junior year. But this guy, Zach Edey, 7'4", fits very well with this Grizzlies team that's lacking height, that's lacking depth in the big man position after losing Steven Adams. He could mess around and be the starting center for the Grizzlies come October, come game 1. And I think Edey's gonna be a lock for the lottery. He's a little overshadowed because of Clingan, because of some other big men. But at the end of the day, Zach Edey, man, would be the best available player at the number 9 spot, and he fits in perfectly with a Grizzlies team that need a big man to, become a better version of Steven Adams. And I think He will be better than Steven Adams, and he's a better offensive player than Steven Adams. 7'4". Come on, brother. Put on a show, Edie. I believe in you. I got you going top 10. Don't let me down, man.
Nah, don't let him
The
down.
10th pick. Who's the 10th pick, bro?
10th, bro, out of the going to the Utah Jazz. We got Dalton Nick out of Tennessee, man.
Yeah, man. Dalton, the best shooting guard in college basketball last year. The senior, another player that's on the older side, averaged 21 points a game on four rebounds, about 2 assists, 45% from the field. Another player that could have came out to the draft his junior year after his junior year, but decided to stay for his senior year, and it ended up being the right decision because now he's putting himself in a position to be a lottery pick, going to a Jazz team that are in dear need of some shooting, man, because that team could not shoot the ball last year at all, man. Very bad shooting team. Put himself in position to be taken here by a Jazz team that just needs more depth. They do got Colin Sexton. They do got the young bull. What's his name? Point guard, Keontae George. That he'll be a perfect backup to Keontae George. On a Jazz team that really lacks shooters. They need a shooter. They need a Uter, and I think Dalton. they need a
They
Uter,
need
and I think Dalton Knock is a good pick at number 10 to go and join the Jazz team. That was they started the season
Bro,
good. They fell off.
Bro, just another way of like helping creating spacing, bro, and get
Spacing,
way more
man.
better shooters, bro.
But their only real shooter is the only elite shooter is that boy Lloyd Marketing. Keontae George, I feel, will be a good shooter, but he
needs that development
He
time.
needs more development, and Knock puts himself in a position to just go to a team where he doesn't have to be great right away. Gonna be a good bench player. And let's get it, man. Who's gonna be the 11th pick, man?
11th pick, bro, to the Chicago Bulls is gonna be that man Cody Williams out of Colorado University.
Cody Williams, man. It's crazy because the Thunder have the 12th pick, and a lot of analysts have the Thunder getting Cody Williams, putting him on the same team as his big brother J-Dub Williams. But at the end of the day, man, I don't think he falls to 12. I think the Bulls have to pick Cody Williams here because they need a third. They need a 3. Patrick Williams has not lived up to the hype. Patrick Williams was the 3rd pick a couple years ago, and he did not live up to the hype. Cody Williams, another freshman star. I would say he was the best freshman small forward in college last season. Averaged 11 points per game on a Colorado team that was decent. 3 rebounds, 55% from the field. Made the tournament. They made the tournament at the end of the day, and they put on a show. And my boy Cody Williams right here, 6'7" freshman. Come on, man. He's ready. He's ready for the league, and I think he's going to be a Chicago Bull. I don't think he falls to the Thunder. My bro, man, he got a chance to really cement himself as one of them ones in Chicago. Another team that is really set at the guard position. They got a couple decent big men, but what they really need is to solidify a 3. And I think Cody Williams will be an immediate starter in Chicago, or at least a 6th man.
Or just like if the Bulls are planning on hitting that reset button on this off season, he could be a nice centerpiece to help get that rebuild started for them.
Rebuild, man. A team that just got Josh Giddey. They just traded Caruso. They just got Josh Giddey. So I think it'll be White at the point, Giddey at the 2, my boy Willie at the 3. Very, very sneaky squad.
Rose,
Very sneaky squad, man. And now, the number 12 pick. Who's the number 12 pick? Bro?
No 12, man. To the Oklahoma City Thunder, we got Tajon Saloon out of France.
Tajon Saloon. A lot of people don't know who that is, man, but that is another Frenchman. Averaged 9 points per game. 18 years old. One of the younger players in this draft lottery, to be specific. Averaged 9 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. 6'8". Thunder, they need more depth at the small forward position. I think he'll slide right in and be J-Dub's backup. This kid showed some promise this year, man. He really did in the French league, putting himself in position. Had a real good combine also. So Thunder, that I think they would have got Cody Williams. Cody Williams could fall to 12 though, and they'll pick him. But I think my bro Tajane Saloon is the next best option right after Cody. He's gonna be a development project for sure. But OKC got the team to do it. They got a whole bunch of young team. He'll slide right in there and be an impact bench player for a Thunder team that was the 1st seed, made it to the 2nd round. Now it's like, all right, Let's improve. Let's keep getting this young talent. Development is key, and I think Saloon's gonna be in a perfect position to be developed well on the up and coming Thunder team.
For sure.
At 13, bro. Who's 13, man?
13. Who we got going to the Sacramento Kings is that man, Jared McCain out of Duke University.
Jared McCain, man. Arguably one of the best freshman shooters we've seen in a minute, man. This guy was a problem for Duke. 6'2", a little undersized, but he's going to fit in right there and be a backup to Kevin Hurd, and be a backup to the De'Aaron Fox in Sacramento. Averaged 14.3 points, 46% from the field. Another 5-star. Been watching this guy for years. Was put on a show in the tournament. He had 32 points in their knockout game when they got eliminated. But he that game showed me he was a lottery pick. He hit 5 threes in that game, man. And one thing about the NBA, if you could hit threes, you got a spot in the league. And that's what the Kings like doing. The Kings like shooting a lot of threes. I think Mike Brown will see the potential in Jared McCain and make him a Sacramento King. I don't think he falls past 13 here. Lottery pick will be in McCain's rear view on Wednesday. A kid that's been a superstar since he was a young bull. 14 points can't go wrong, man. On a Duke team that was, they were decent, but he was a star player of that team. And I think he goes in Sacramento and finds himself a spot in the league and becomes a good bench player, good bench shooter.
And to wrap this up, man,
wrap up the lottery, man.
Wrap up that lottery mock draft from us, the That's Tough podcast. Yeah. We got coming out for the Portland Trailblazers. We got that man Khalil Ware out of Indiana.
Khalil Ware out of Indiana, man, will be the last lottery pick of the 2024 draft. Sophomore, 7-foot sophomore, average 15, 9, 1 on 58% shooting. An underlooked player, but I think he's gonna have a bright NBA future, man. This guy, for a Trailblazers team, they need a backup to DeAndre Ayton, and I think they put themselves in position to take him here. They have 2 first-round picks. They get their small forward and Buzelis early, and they go get Khalil Ware, who had a standout sophomore year for Indiana, putting himself in position to be a lottery pick. This guy was real good to watch. I watched some of his games this year. He averaged almost 2 blocks, 1.9 blocks a game, a defensive monster. He's going to do what he do. And I think the Trailblazers get their backup point guard. I said backup point guard, backup center. They get their backup center. And he can even be a starter if they trade Ayton. This guy Khalil Ware slept on, but I got him going 14. And he might even be a lot better than some of these other picks, man. I ain't going to lie. But my boy Khalil Ware will go 14. And that's been the 2024 mock draft. NBA draft lottery predictions, fellas. It's been real. We got a bunch of videos coming up, man.
We trying to get back on that consistent grind.
MLB video very soon.
Very soon.
It's been your boy Jermaine, your boy Lewis on That's Tough podcast. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all have a good one.
And we back.
We back, man.
Peace.